Donald Judd's works are either single or repeated geometric forms, produced from industrialized, machine-made materials such as concrete, steel, or plexiglass. Judd called them specific objects, as they do not attempt to refer to reality. He did not call them paintings or sculptures, because these traditional artworks tend to serve as representations of the world. Specific objects appear mute and expressionless, but offer the possibility of infinite meanings. They lack expressive features or metaphorical content, but they offer retinal sensations. They do not exist on a plinth, unlike traditional sculptures. Instead, they're placed on the floor or on the wall, inviting viewers to confront their material existence, because they exist in the same space as the viewer. They empower the viewer to rely on themselves to investigate the works, experience their aesthetic offerings and appreciate them as art, rather than merely relying on the artist's intentions. Some of Judd's specific objects rely on stacking or repetitive progression. This serialization method reinforces the visual and material qualities of the artwork. Judd wanted to reject abstract expressionism. He felt that the movement was excessive in its deep subjectivity and elusive emotionalism. It was overly reliant on improvisation and the artist's inner feelings. This overly expressive use of paint distracts viewers from experiencing what Judd believes art should be really about, to appreciate the pure qualities of color, form, space and materials. His artworks are objective, cool, designed, and has no reference to any expressive intent. By removing the artist's hand, Judd was able to heighten viewers' awareness of the aesthetic beauty of the material. From its color to its form, the viewer is invited to explore how the different sizes affect his perception of color. He explores the interaction of light in space, how light bounces off the different materials to create different sensations, and how the contrasts of textures, edges and colors create retinal pleasures. She becomes more aware of the material's weight, height, gravity and agility. This heightened appreciation for formal qualities and materials is achieved because Judd chose to abstract his works, reducing them to mere cuboids, so the attention goes from what the work is about to what the work is. Judd also wanted to create a new aesthetic that paintings were unable to achieve. He felt that all paintings were illusionistic. They depict space, but they don't have actual space. This makes paintings less credible. To totally remove spatial illusionism, he started making works that occupy 3 dimensions, actual space that the viewers are residing in as well. This is best seen in his iconic works, stacks. They are hung on a wall like a painting, but projects out from the wall and climbs like rungs on a ladder from floor to ceiling. So the environment becomes part of the whole artistic experience. The stacks are not painted or carved by the artist. They are assembled in a factory. There are no adhesives or joints, so the works can be assembled and dismantled. If the ceiling is too high, some units will be removed but the stack still works. They are composed by a simple arrangement of identical and interchangeable units, equally spaced out like a limitless chain. This seriality removes the need for focal points or an all-over composition. Instead, composition depends on repetition and continuity, forcing viewers to see the work as a whole of its individual parts. Its simplicity radiates with monumental elegance and eloquent silence. Judd used fabricated industrial materials that are not associated with traditional art. He used reflective copper, heavy galvanized iron, sleek steel, metallic aluminum and translucent plexiglass. These materials are plain, mass-produced and absent of the artist's individual mark. They are perfectly flushed at the edges, reminding viewers of their machine finish. Some materials are opaque, while others are translucent and reflective. The juxtaposition of these materials create contrasts of color, tone and textures, reflecting his purposeful choices and highlighting their materiality. The arrangement of materials reflects the modern world. Repetition reflects the consumerist nature of a capitalist society. The upward and minimalist aesthetic reflects the progressiveness of cities. The serial qualities resemble the standardization and subjectifying nature of systems. Judd's invisible materials are space and light. The permanent artificial light and ephemeral natural light change the artwork's colors, shadows and reflections on its surrounding space. The spaces between materials create new visual compositions, evoking curiosity amongst viewers to encounter the work in new ways. Minimalism is an extreme form of abstract art that appeared in 1960s USA, amongst artists who were renouncing abstract expressionism as stale and academic. Artists like Judd wanted to question traditional art, and proposed alternative art forms in order to make a breakthrough in the art scene. They proposed that art should have its own reality, and not attempt to mimic reality or express emotions. Hence, they used minimal forms, usually geometric shapes based on the square and the rectangle, as they are neutral and have no symbolic meaning. This ensures that viewers will only respond to the artwork in front of them as it is, its medium and its form. What you see is what you see. Minimalists celebrate a highly purified and distilled form of beauty. By displaying the materials as they are, they reveal the truth. The material is not pretending to be human flesh or soft silk. It is beautiful as it is, and its beauty is amplified through minimalist design, order, simplicity, neutrality, rationality, anonymity, and harmony. The artist's hand is removed, thereby ensuring that there are no distractions from the materials presented. Minimalism's influences are Russian constructivism, suprematism, de Stijl and Duchamp's ready-mades. Minimalism is the precursor to conceptual art. Conceptual art places emphasis upon the concept or idea over the physical or visual components of the artworks. This means that the artist does not need manual skill to produce the work, destroying the traditional notion that the artist must have technical prowess. This also means that all the planning and decisions are made beforehand, and the execution is merely a perfunctory affair. Judd didn't make his later works. He designed them, and someone else made the work for him. Conceptual art is mostly self-referential. It does not aim to depict reality. It is art created to raise questions about art. Can this be art? What about this? Judd also made his artworks to raise similar questions. He never aimed to mimic reality. He wanted to expand the definition of art, its formal qualities, and how it should be experienced. Conceptual art aims to engage the viewer, just like minimalism and Judd's works. The difference, however, is that conceptual art engages the viewer in a more intellectual manner, whereas Judd's works engage the viewer in a more visual manner. Nevertheless, both works are deemed to be incomplete without the viewer's participation.